Megan, great to have you with us. Fourth World Cup. How does it feel?
Kind of surreal, to be honest. They're all like so special in their own right. Yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like I don't think I was as excited in the lead up as I've been, for prior ones. But now that it's here, I'm like, oh my God, we're going to the World Cup again. Like, it's here again.
Your last World Cup went pretty well. I don't think there's much you could have asked for more,
No.
right? You've achieved everything in your career. Why come back? Why was this one important?
I feel like I still have so much to give. There's a Steph Curry quote, which I love so much, is nothing left to prove, everything left to accomplish. If you can win another World Cup, you can play in another World Cup. It feels long when you're in it, in your career, because it takes everything every year to really like maximize it. But really, like, it's so short in your life. So just to be able to continue to play, I still feel like I have so much to offer and can be really impactful in a lot of ways. And going after another World Cup, I mean, why not?
After the last World Cup, obviously there's a year of COVID, but there's not really an opportunity to say, I'm going to retire, right? The next major tournament is right on your doorstep. It would have been a year later. After the Olympics, though, there is an opportunity. There is a space. What were you thinking at that time? Was it always, I'm coming back?
No, I thought so much. Like, this is hard. This is so tiring. It still is tiring. But it just never like felt that way. I was tired and like exhausted in a different kind of way. I think from certainly 2019, but it's like, just even think about what the team had to fight for those years leading up to that World Cup. Obviously the World Cup, how my life dramatically changed after that. Like in an instant, the COVID year and the Olympics and everything, it just never felt like I was done. Like, I needed time, but it never felt like I was done. So I feel like I'm still able to do all right on the field and express myself the way that I want to and play at a really high level. And why not keep going if I can?
You snap your fingers to say, life changed. I'm curious how that impacted the footballer, the soccer player.
I think it became really difficult to balance everything. It was amazing because there were so many more opportunities, especially financially, to make more money and like secure my future forever, really. But with that, like, you only have so much bandwidth. There's only one person. I wish there was two of me. I wish I could have a commercial Megan and a public Megan and a soccer Megan, but there's only one of me. So I'm not going to it was frustrating in a lot of ways because I wish I could just make that playing soccer, but we weren't making that. So to feel like I had to take advantage of this opportunity took away from what I was able to give on the field and took away from my game and took away from the commitment that I could make. So that part was really difficult. I feel like I settled into that and found the right balance. But that took a long time, and that was honestly really frustrating. It was a lot of the conversations I was having with myself and, Sue and people around me. Like, do I even want to do this anymore? Can I even do this anymore? Like, I want to make sure that I maximize this opportunity, but also I still love playing, and they're a little bit at odds with each other right now.
We keep coming up against the issue of money, of pay. This will be vastly different. You have the equal pay that 2019 people were screaming for in the stands. How does that change this team at this tournament and really the build up to it?
Yeah, I was way less busy this build up. Certainly being able to make the money that we are, but also just for the last few years, being able to do that and be financially secure, I think is really important. Like, of course I love the game, but it doesn't like pay the bills all the time. Now it does, and then some. So I think to have those off-field opportunities actually be a choice and not something that you feel like you have to do because it'd just be like absurd not to. I think that's like the freedom in it. So there's like so much that I've said no to. I could have been way busier leading up to this World Cup. I'm just like, I don't need it. I want to focus on soccer, focus on the main thing, and try to go after another World Cup.
I remember maybe 18 months ago or something having a conversation with Vlatko Andonovski, and he was talking about you specifically. And he held on to the, I guess, phone conversations or Zoom conversations that you guys had about whether you were going to come back or not. It felt like you convinced him there or something that happened in those phone conversations. What do you remember about those chats?
I think just being really honest with him about where I was and what I wanted to accomplish and what I felt like I could give. I feel like I'll be the first one to say I'm not going to be a starter. I'm not going to be playing, 5 of the 7 games. I'm not going to be playing 7 games. I'm not going to be playing all those minutes. Like, I just can't do that anymore. And I think kind of like freeing that up and just be like, this is a role that I think I can have. I think I can. I'm a pretty good option for 30 minutes off the bench, or to play half, or to bring a player like me off the bench as opposed to bringing a younger player off the bench with the, not just my talent, but like the experience that I have. I feel like it's something really unique. And so I think just being honest with him of like, I want to do this. I think I can give, so much off the field in terms of my leadership and experience and just being there so many times, just like Kelly and just like Alex and other players that have been there. But then on the field, like, you have this option. I think I've proven a lot to be a game changer in that way. So I think it was something that he was like, okay, I understand sort of how this can work, and having that like commitment from me, like, I'm not gonna be mad at him if he doesn't play me, like, I get it. Like, some games I'm gonna be useful and some games I'm not. If we're up 2-0, like, I'm not going in that game to play defense for 30 minutes. So I think those conversations were just really honest between us, from him and from me, and it was kind of like, okay, this is something that we see as an option.
There's a chance for a three-peat here. Everybody's talking about it. There's also the other reality, which is investment in women's football everywhere else in the world. There's a lot of it. Yeah. And that's impacting the national team. So it's very competitive, probably in a way that we haven't seen a World Cup in the past. All of that, how does it impact the expectations that you have ahead of this tournament? Because I feel like every other tournament we've ever gone to around this team, it's always win or bust.
I think it's still win or bust.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. The field is so much deeper. The teams are so much better. Like, that's exactly what you want to see. That's exactly what we want to see. This is like what we're almost like fighting against ourselves in some kind of way. The irony of it, but I think that's exactly what you want to see. But for us, like, the goal is always going to be to win, no matter what. Whether we're the favorites or not, we just happen to be, still the favorites this time. So I think for us, like, at least for me, I feel like, yeah, it is going to be a failure if we lose. Of course, the journey is important and all that, but like, you go to the World Cup to win. We're not going being like, well, I hope we do all right, but we're not expecting to win. Like, no, I want to win every practice game. I want to win every 5v5. I want to win every, drill and training, and want to win every game and win the World Cup.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.